We live. What's good, y'all? Hope everybody's having a nice afternoon. Even though the time went forward, I pray you're looking good, smelling good, and feeling good. But you already know what we're here for. It's another Mac of all games interview with creatives. Today we are interviewing TB Sensation. I like saying that. Makes me happy. Now, whether or not TB's gonna be here is a different story, because I have no idea. He should be here though. I believe in him. I was working on some things, specifically trying to make sure I have my questions, because I've been trying to mess with my questions this entire time. Let's see. 1 second, TB. I got you, fam. Hope you're doing well. All my questions are not on my screen like they should be, because, of course, I'm late. Like a motherfucker. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Welcome in, y'all. I don't know what happened to all my questions, bro. I apologize. I started my shit without even knowing. What's good, Gamma? How you doing? I got you, TB. I'm gonna load you. This is stupid. I'm over here struggling. I should have everything on my screen like they're supposed to, but apparently I don't. What's good, TB? Yeah, we good. How you doing, fam? Oh, here we go. Fucking finally. Jeez. All right. Woo. Oh, BB, welcome back.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. What's up? Hey,
Gabba, it's been a while since the last time we talked. Not just on an interview, but in person, or face to face, rather, or in general. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
Damn. Give me 1 second. You reminded me I need to get me something to drink.
Yeah, I was like, let me get ready. That's why I wasn't here 5 on the dot.
Yeah. Water. A natural H2O hydration thing that we need to have when we talk for like hours. But yes, that thing. That thing.
Most definitely.
Appreciate everybody coming through. I hope everybody's having a great night or day, evening, afternoon, whatever. It's supposed to be technically what, 4 right now? 4? 6. 4. 4. 6.
Well, for me, it's supposed to be 4 because it goes up. So it's 5.
Right.
I'm EST.
It's supposed to be, yeah, right. It's 5 here. So, all right. Right. Okay. Yeah. It makes sense now. How are you doing, TB? How was your day?
Not bad. I work overnight, so I got most of the day to relax. I gotta go to work tonight, but that's not for a couple hours.
That's good.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I understand. Yes. You and Chubby are one of the the 2 people that I know that normally work overtime. Not overtime, overnight. And y'all don't really stream as often. But y'all do when y'all can. I know that. So I know you do it randomly, sometimes during the day, sometimes during the night. You know, it really depends.
It's crazy because my schedule used to be way different where I exclusively streamed during the night. I was like your late night person, like from 12 to like 5 in the morning. That was my time. And now it's just like whenever I can. So it's hard to set up a schedule for that.
I understand. I don't know how your job works, but for me personally, I just recently got 2 weeks of scheduling. So I get scheduled 2 weeks out. It was like, oh, this might help everybody. So now I can see my schedule before I couldn't. I had like to wait Saturday, and then I can be able to see my schedule for that week. But now I can see schedules 2 weeks in advance. That helps me to schedule my streams, and helps me to schedule interviews such as this. So, you know, that's something. Yeah. I hope you get something manageable so you can get back to streaming, you know, the way you want to.
Yeah, me too. Because there's lots of games to play, and every single day there's more games coming out. So my list, it used to be like this, and now it's like so big I can't even. It's unmanageable. I can't manage it no more.
I wish I had that
Too many
trouble.
games out
I
there.
wish I had that trouble, but I don't. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for.
This man said he's played games. That's what he just told me. He said he
I
plays it.
do actually. I've been actually putting time and energy into certain games. That's all I'll say. Um, okay, special question since you are returning interviewee. If you guys don't know, TB was interviewed like 2 years ago. So this is his second time back. He's a returnee. Um, I will definitely try to post his first one eventually soon. I've been sneaking people's old ass interviews and the first interviews onto YouTube. So if you ain't following me on YouTube, please definitely do that. If you are here, you have a question for TB, you know where to drop it. I've been saying this since the last several damn times. There is a question mark box at the bottom with a question mark and a goddamn message thing down on the right side. It's down there.
Was that always there? I feel like that wasn't.
No, that was always
Is
there.
that new?
There was always a question box on Instagram. People just I don't think I really used it the last time. I don't. I think people just ask questions in the chat, and I was just going through that.
Usually.
Okay. Your first question is, how has content creating life been treating you since the last time we spoke?
Since the last time we spoke, it's been rough, man. It's been rough. I've specifically making content for, let's say, Instagram, since we're on Instagram. I feel like I have so much like stuff to use. Like I have so much like material, but I just can't find time. The motivation is there, and obviously I still feel like the creative juices or whatever, but it's like I just have to sit down and just do it, man. That's the hardest thing. But yeah, the motivation and the confidence is still there, and the material is there. It's just the time. The time is the hardest thing. How old are you, man? Because I'm in my 30s, early 30s.
I just turned 15.
It's just like, right? Okay, I see it. Don't look a day over.
No, I'm in my early 30s.
Yeah, I used to not be able to tell the difference between. I was like, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. That's not true anymore. In my 20s, I had so much free time to literally do whatever I wanted. And I was in school, and I had a job then too. So for some reason, I don't know, not much. I feel like it's changed, but it has. It has. That's the main thing for me. I still stream as often as I can, but when it comes to actually making content that's not like live, that's like for people to see on YouTube or on Instagram, it's been, little to nothing there. Sadly, I get like 2 videos a month. I get like a clip every now and then.
No, like you said, it's all about time management. Welcome in, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through. You already know the business. If you have a question for TB, please do drop it at the bottom where the question mark and the message bubble is. Yeah, time is ridiculous. When I first started streaming, I was streaming every day. Now I'm a couple of days, out of the week. But that's because I can. And I just need to give myself a break. But, on the flip side, when you just want to make content but you don't have the time, it gets a lot more ridiculous. Now, have you thought about editing stuff on your phone? Because I don't sit down and stare at my computer and edit shit. I do it on the go all the time. And I'm always at work, and I'm editing something. Everything I posted today, I was like, I need to put something up because I haven't posted anything for the last couple of days. And I got to work on time, and I sat in my little break room area for like 10 minutes editing content. And when I finished, then I went to work. They can handle me for at least without me for like 10 minutes. But
yeah. I feel like that would probably be the smart thing to do, and I've tried it, but it does not work for me. I get distracted way too easily about all the other things that are on my phone. And for me, it feels like I really have to sit down and engage with what I'm doing. And I feel like if I'm on my phone, it's hard for me to do that. I have everything set up a certain way, like when I'm at home in my room, so I can just block everything out and focus on what I got to do. And when I'm able to do that, it works out really well. But yeah, I envy the people who can like always be on the go and like do things on the fly, because your phone is very powerful. It can do a lot of stuff that it couldn't do back in the day. So that's definitely, I feel like it's a good option. It's just I'm not
Right.
sure if it's the best option
I
for
mean, it
me.
depends on the kind of things you're looking for. I feel like for reels and shorts and stuff,
Yeah.
the quality of the content doesn't have to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because no one's worried about quality and with when it comes down to reels and shorts, especially, depending, if that's who you are. If you're talking about regularly, a whole YouTube
Yeah.
video or whatever, specifically YouTube video,
Yeah.
then I can understand. But if you need something short, like my videos is like in 30 FPS. You know what I'm saying? Most majority of
Yeah.
my videos is 30 FPS. I did pump it up to 60, and they don't matter. I'm still getting like one or two
Yeah.
views and all this other stuff, but those some of them 30 FPS videos is pretty nice. But I don't really do much. I put a little edit here and there, but that's just I feel like that's a good option just so you can have something out there. And like I tell people, specifically DJ, post them clips. But people don't be listening.
Yeah.
But I like I said, I understand about overnights. Like I did overnight twice in my life, and
Mm.
last time was last month or a month ago, or 2 months ago or something like that. And I just didn't have time for anything,
Yeah.
streaming wise or anything. I was just said, shit, look, y'all, I'm gonna be back next week because I just don't have the time to stream right now, and I definitely wasn't gonna stream in the morning or afternoon because there's just a lot. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I hope it gets easier for you. I know it was a struggle.
Yeah. Me too. I feel like I would just need to sit down and like definitely block off some time, which I just haven't done. And then it's like it's not just work
Yeah,
too. It's like
yeah,
relationships, friendships, family, stuff like that. Because one of the things that I feel like is important for a content creator, not whether you stream or make clips or videos on YouTube, is to keep your relationships like an important thing to you.
mm,
Like focus on them and work on them, because it's so easy to just work all the time, make content all the time, stream all the time, and then your best friend you haven't talked to in forever. You can talk to your parents if you're close with them. If you have a
mm,
partner, they can start feeling
mm.
like they're alienated. So it's like it's it's a balance. It's a big balance. And like I said, this was way easier to do in your 20s, where you basically didn't have to worry too much about that. But now that I'm
Mm,
older, I definitely
mm.
do worry about that. And much like yourself, when I first started in 2018, for 2 years straight, I streamed Monday through Friday, every single day, Monday through Friday,
Mm,
always at the same
mm.
time, 11 p.m. till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and it was great. But those times are not like
You
that
right.
anymore.
You right. My phone is supposed to be present.
I was everywhere too. I was at Snapchat, Instagram, everywhere. I don't even use Snapchat no more. But there was a time where that was a thing.
Sorry, my phone needs to be charged and it's not charging. uh,
That's cool. That's one thing I made sure I did too beforehand. I was like, we're on
yeah,
Instagram.
it's
My
just
phone's got to be
sitting here
charged.
plugged up, not plugged in. I got like the shittiest extension cord, but
Mm,
um, no, family and relationships outside, like relationships and stuff outside, and that's friendships and all that. I categorize all that stuff. All in general is tough to manage, but I can see people that I can see how it is people that have that time and don't really worry about it compared to people that don't have that time to worry about it, because there are certain people that can handle all that stuff because content creation is their main objective. That is their job. That's what they go to. So they have to automatically separate,
yeah,
not separate that, but combine all that stuff together. Then you have stuff that people that are just single and maybe not really have that much, family orientation and stuff like that. But you're right.
yeah,
It's family and all that stuff is important, but I think we all figure out our own
yeah,
ways, and
man.
I figure that the people we surround ourselves at the end of the day, you know, have to understand what we're trying to do and what we're
Yeah.
doing. Um, you know, my family is not that big in my content creation life. But my mother will ask, like, "Hey, how's that going?" My sisters will ask, "How's that going?"
Yeah.
But they don't just sit there and be like, "Oh, you're wasting your life playing video games and all this other stuff." And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm struggling out here. I'm not just playing video games. I'm doing other stuff too. And maybe Monday it will, be lucrative. Um, but I gotta start somewhere. Um,
Yeah, of
so
course.
support
Of
is
course.
necessary, because at the end of the day, when
Yes.
you turn off that camera, who's gonna be on your side? That's
Yeah,
important.
exactly. That's
So,
very,
you know,
very important.
proud of you. If no one told you, my man, I'm
Thank you.
proud of you. Doing what you do. Um,
Same.
all right. Do you feel like? I mean, I guess technically you already answered that, so I guess I don't really want to ask that, but I'm gonna skip that question.
I mean, I can go deeper into it, or maybe talk about a different facet of the
Okay.
question that you think I answered
Okay.
already.
Do you feel like you've
Yeah.
been putting the effort and time into content creation as you desired?
Hell no. Hell no. No. So many times I get back from work, I'm like, I could bang out a stream right now, or I could edit something right now. I'm just like, man, I'm tired. I just want to
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep. Like I said, I got relationships, I got work, I want to hit the gym, and then streaming and playing video games. They're looking at me like, hey, you gonna give us any time? And I'm like, no, no. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
choice. It's an active choice to spend a little bit less time with him. But I wish I had more time. Even within our own group, the OnlyFans group, there's some people that like I want to chill with more. Like I haven't put any clips like this. This is proof. I haven't put any clips about it, but me and Pixie, no, me and Perp have
Okay.
been playing It Takes Two, and we've been having a blast playing that game. I have so much footage. I just need to edit it and put that out because she be toxic sometimes. I don't know. She ain't here. She ain't here right now. But Perp be
That,
toxic sometimes. She be
that's
killing me on
crazy.
purpose and
See, no one told us
all
this.
that
Where's the
stuff.
clips?
So
We need it.
that's all I'm saying.
Damn.
Yes. So absolutely not. I wish. Well, I want to put in more time. I do.
I understand. Like I said, I know time is a hard thing to manage. Time is something that cannot be played with, in all aspects of it, whether it's
Yeah.
age, whether it's just like having to work and all this other stuff. Like, I remember when me and Sora and Vaughn, we used to play games till we used to call ourselves the 3 a.m. boys because we were playing games late ass at night. I'm like, damn, we up at this late nowadays. Sora's going
Yeah.
to sleep. I'm tired, man. It's 11 o'clock. My ass be the same way. I'm tired because I gotta go work in the morning. It's not like I never had to go to work before in the morning, but it just seems like yeah.
It catches
I'm just
up to
old
you
now.
for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
old now.
all those late nights, all those late nights where we've been playing games with our friends and we don't even notice it's 3 a.m. Now it's just it hits differently, man. It really does. I start yawning at like 9, 10 o'clock.
I feel
Yeah.
I've been that way too. The last time I played a game for
No,
a
we both.
very long time was with me and Center, and we played like 8 or 9 hours of fucking Rumbleverse before it disappeared, and we were up till like 7. I was like, damn.
That's so bad. Can we talk about that for a second? Rumbleverse and what's that other game that's been gone recently?
Well,
Is it
Knockout
Knockout
City will
City?
be. Yeah,
Or Knockout
Rumbleverse is the
City's
one
still
that
around?
disappeared.
It's
Yeah,
still around. It disappeared in
February 20th.
February or in March. No, we're in March. It just yeah. That's so sad. One of my friends really loved that game. He was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm like, there's other games, man, but it sucks that it's
Mm-hmm.
gone.
No, because that was a great game. Every time I had
Yeah,
somebody, I had Beijing Shinobi. He commented on one of the videos I posted recently about it, like one of the last clips I had. I was just like, Yeah, I would miss this game because it was so creative. There's no really a game like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many
Yeah,
opportunities for other games to choose and pick that type of uh battle royale, individual-ish type thing where you pick up a special move and use it, combine it with other special moves and all that other stuff without having like a gun. You know what I'm saying? Because it was cool in that
yeah,
aspect.
yeah,
Um, and now that's gone for whatever reason. And I don't like, and I understand why they say certain things, but at the end of the day,
yeah.
for not Rumbleverse, but for Knockout City, I feel like they fumbled the ball when they went to EA. I don't know if that's what the issue was. Not EA. When they left
Yeah,
EA and went to
yeah,
Epic, because I feel like, me personally, Rumble versus Epic. Knockout City is now Epic, but that's leaving too. And I feel like a lot of the battle royales and other games that has semi competition with Fortnite, if it ain't Fortnite, they go
yeah.
throw it away. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw something for
Pretty
like
much.
Knockout City and Fortnite, just a little tag in there, or even Rumbleverse or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They can
Yeah,
definitely add Rumbleverse type stuff in Fortnite, and that could be what might happen.
they added Among Us. They added Among Us into Fortnite, didn't they? Fortnite is one of those games, like, because of the pedigree that it has, because of like the reputation that it has, it could literally steal game modes from other games
Mm.
and make it popular. Like, what's stopping them from making a Rumble City,
Hmm.
Rumbleverse type mode in Fortnite? Nothing. They could do it if they wanted to, and that's the reality of something that kind of sucks. I think now about playing video games. When we were younger, if a game existed, we could play it and it'll be around forever. A lot of these live service games that exist only on the internet, where
Hmm.
you gotta play with other people, the company could just be like, "It's not making enough money. We're gonna kill it," and then you won't be able to play it again. The servers are gone. Like, you just like there's nothing you can do to bring
Yeah,
that back. They took it away forever.
yeah, I don't like that either.
Unless unless you make
Let
your
you
own.
go. I mean, I feel like I understand, and that's one of the things that I hate, that the games that make me uh not satisfied, but the things that I play the most of these types of live service games where I have no choice but to be on the internet 100% of the time,
Yeah,
and I have to play with another. Well, I could play solo, or I could play with a group, but at some point, I know that it will. All the money I put into this game will not matter at the end.
it
You
will
know,
go away.
so
Yep.
and I appreciate. Excuse me. I appreciate Knockout City giving people not are they giving people refunds? I'm not sure if they're giving people refunds.
They did. They did
Okay.
give. Yeah, they did. I don't know about
Yeah.
Knockout. You're talking Rumbleverse. Rumbleverse. Yeah, EA did give them refunds for all the money that they spent on
Okay. I
transactions and
know
stuff like that.
Rumbleverse did. Yeah.
But
I'm not sure about Knockout City.
yeah,
I don't. I'm not
yeah, I'm
sure
not
about
sure
Knockout City,
about
but I know Rumbleverse did, and I appreciate that. It was on up for
yeah,
a year. You know what I'm saying? I don't think if Fortnite closed down, all that transactions will go away. It's kind of it's just like
no,
if they made like a Knockout City 2 or a Rumbleverse 2, would it be like you said? Did not give out refunds? Yeah, that makes sense. Um, like like Overwatch, because I know Overwatch, everybody had all their stuff, but it took a while for their stuff to transfer. I didn't buy any characters,
yeah,
but um, I got all the stuff that I had gotten from the first one, which again, that's the same thing that I thought was stupid. It was like, why is Overwatch getting a second game that's basically the same game but not, you know?
yep.
Um,
The only pull for it to be number two, I thought, would be a story mode, and I don't even know. Does it have a story mode yet?
Overwatch? No.
Is there like a unique? Yeah, that's the only reason why they would ever have to make a two. I feel like, otherwise it's just new maps,
I
right?
I,
New
I think
characters.
there's one map, two new maps, and a couple of new
It
characters, like 3 or 4 characters, I believe. But it was unnecessary. It was just,
was
I mean, I understand about taking
very
in their money and stuff, like taking their money and all that other stuff for Knockout City, but at the same time, Knockout City what has only been around for a year, just like Rumbleverse.
Yeah.
I think it was May of last year or the year before last. I think. I think it was May of last year.
Mm.
I think it was. I think. And it hasn't even been out for a year. So that's ridiculous. But if y'all
Yeah.
have any questions for TV, you know where to put it. Question mark, message bubble at the bottom.
Yes.
I know you haven't had any time, but do you have any projects that you want to share that you trying to do in the future? Yeah, you said something about, you and Perp playing It Takes Two. We haven't heard anything about that. So is there anything else that we have coming along?
Yeah, sorry. I'll answer that. Give me 1 second. Because Gamma was writing. I thought it would tell me if someone asked a question. It didn't tell me. I had to go look. It said, do you prefer solo games or multiplayer games with friends? I prefer solo games, actually. A lot of times, the type of experience that I'm looking for is like a very story-based experience. Like, I like to follow a narrative, and I like that interactive part of that. So I'll play games like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Returnal, stuff like that. I do like playing games with friends, but
Right.
only my friends. You know what I mean? If let's say it's me, Mac, and Sora, and then we have like a random there, I'm just like, I don't get the random out of there. I don't like playing with random people that I don't know. I like interacting with like viewers or like friends of a friend, but I don't enjoy the experience of going into a multiplayer game and playing with people I don't know and just having them suck like ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I'm playing with friends and my friends suck, that's fine because like they're my friends, so I can make fun of them. But I don't like playing with random people. So most of the time, you'll catch me playing a solo game. And then she asked, "Dope, drop the hair routine." I don't know. I don't really have a routine. I just have nice hair. If I wanted to, I guess I could like make some videos about like my skin routine or my hair routine, because I never really thought about doing it before. I just think it's important as you get older to actually like take care of yourself, and a lot of guys don't really. A lot of guys wash their face with water and put on lotion. That's it. That's all they do. They don't got moisturizer. They don't use conditioner. They don't like go out of the way to really take care of like their facial hair or their face or their skin. Yeah.
So those questions will be asked at the end of all this, but it's cool that you answered it now, because now I'm about to delete them. Now I'm about to delete every single one of them. Goodbye. We appreciate you. Anyways, Phoenix said that she would like to collab with you on Labyrinthine. Sorry, I can't get out of saying Labyrinthine. But yeah, I mean,
is it chat? Is it
no? She said it. It wasn't a question. I mean, but yeah, no, yeah, it was more. No, it was a chat. Yeah,
she said it.
Yeah,
chat. Oh, I don't see it.
She said it earlier. It's okay. Y'all talk to each other. It's cool. Hit him up. He's still doing stuff with Perp, so I'm pretty sure he'll do stuff with you. But will we see it? Probably not. He ain't got time. Time is the key here. That's the problem. But I don't remember any of the questions I asked you last time. I have not went and gone to watch any of the other interviews because they're like really old. But that's fine. That's fine. They're old for a reason. So we will do the questions that I normally do. So you already answered that question because Gamma asked that.
But you just asked me the question, and then I answered Gamma's question. I didn't know we were waiting to clarify that
because you haven't really been watching any of these interviews and these shows. I should have clarified that.
Yeah.
That's what happens usually. But we're gonna skip around these questions. Okay, who are your top 3 content creators, or one, and how have they inspired your content in any way?
Ooh, top 3. Corey Kenshin, definitely. Who else? I would say Corey Kenshin, Professor Broman, and Mr. Fruit. They have inspired my content very.
I never heard the last 2 before, but no, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Fruit is someone I've been watching since college. He did a lot of Destiny content, and back when I wasn't streaming and wasn't making any sort of creative stuff, I watched him a lot, and he was like the Destiny guy. Like I went to him just for Destiny, and then he branched out and he did all this other stuff. He streams, he does podcasts, and it's just like I watching him grow from like 50,000 to now he has like millions of subscribers. It was really like inspiring. He made me want to start doing that. But I didn't really want to follow his model per se of like how he did things. I just really liked how he did things. And then Corey, you already know Corey. Corey is hilarious. We all know that in the creative space, especially on YouTube, there is not a lot of really big Black creators that get a lot of spotlight. They're there, but like I can name on my hand how many I actually know that get the spotlight. So Corey, he's just unique, man. The way he makes his content, the way he handles himself, and just his body is very unique. There's not a lot of people, I feel like, that can do what he does on the level that he does it. You know, he don't curse. You know, he's been acting up a little bit recently. Like he's not as clean as he used to be when he first started. He makes certain jokes every once in a while, but still, like that's always the type of creator I wanted to be. More like really funny, really personal. And just not like very vulgar. Like you see everybody else, they drop the F on every 2 seconds.
Oh God, I do.
Yeah, which is totally fine if that's your thing. It's just, I never really wanted to do that. That's why I guess I'm on the bottom of the toxic list like all the time. You don't ever see me out of the bottom. I'm always down there. But and what's the Professor Broman? He's a creator who has a lot of business. He does like a lot of business endeavors in the creative space. He doesn't just make content. Yeah. So he has a podcast. He has multiple businesses. He's got a coffee thing going on. Like he was the person that showed me that it's fun, obviously playing video games, but it's also a business. And sometimes it's hard for me to see the business side of things when it comes to making videos and streaming and stuff like that, getting sponsors, stuff like that. It's difficult, but you could do it. You know what I mean? Even when you're smaller, you don't need hundreds and thousands of viewers to have the mindset of this is a business and we are making money. Is that the main goal? No, probably not, but it is there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel bad for the people who have to do their taxes for Twitch. Twitch doesn't give me enough money that I have to worry about putting them in my taxes. But I heard that it's crazy. Like, you don't want to do it. Like, it's really complicated. You got to get an LLC to make sure that you don't get sued and all this other stuff. So, those are the 3 areas, I guess. The type of creator I want to be, the type of content I want to make, and the business side of things. Those are my top 3 creators that help me understand all of that, really.
No, I understand, like, when it comes to trying to view it as a business and not having, like, I wouldn't say that business mindset, but I don't ever think that the streaming aspect of not Twitch, but content creation or making content, like in that, making content in content creation should not be the end all be all. You should always lead into something else and some other type of endeavor. You know what I mean? So like if I ever got millions of dollars, I wouldn't be just spending it and then just be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm making all this money from whatever it is. My goal is to make my money, make me money, while I also create content. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to make money and be able to put that and invest it in something bigger than myself or something more so that I can still get my returns back, but also help whatever I'm trying to do at the time. And not everybody has that thought process. With making content or making money with making content. It's just making money. I just make content, make money, make content, make money. And, you know, I see a lot of these new, well, I want to say new videos, but there's been a lot of YouTube videos that I've seen, not YouTube videos, sorry, Instagram videos about YouTubers who is always like, oh, you know, such and such made $1 million on YouTube without having to actually make any content. How did he do it? It's like, oh, I'm tired of just seeing
Yep.
that. Like, oh, congratulations. Now you spilling your
Yeah.
secrets to everybody else. So now we got nothing but stupid shit on YouTube based off the same stuff, and they're making money from that, from the ad revenues and all this other stuff. And one of the things that pissed me off about it was that they basically just sit there and go to these news websites, take an article from that website, and then put it on their YouTube, talk about it. Oh, such and such and so and
Yep.
so. Here's Blueface and his girlfriend fighting again. Blah blah blah. Here's some information about that, and then they make it to a nice little YouTube video, send it out. I mean, pack it up and send it out, and everybody eats on that. You know what I'm saying? And there's not really a lot of
Hmm.
uh, a lot of editing and all this other stuff. They're just doing it, for the money, I guess, in that sense. And I saw all I see is them using their platform for money. Just got millions of dollars. They buying
Yeah.
cars, whatever it is. But they're not making themselves. They're not helping themselves to make more money. They just keep still having to steal people content to make money. So
Yep.
so
Yep.
that's the stupid part. But in terms of like for the content aspect, like I was saying, when it comes to like Twitch and all this stuff, not a lot of people see it. There's a lot of people I've seen who has the vision. You know what I'm saying? They don't have what they want right now in terms of like something bigger outside of it. But I can see their motivation and them trying to get to that point in their streaming career because no one wants to. I can't say no one wants to, but I don't want to be 80 years old having to stream for money. You know what I'm saying? I would like to
Yeah.
at
No, of
least, I wouldn't say
course not.
retire, but I would like to not have to always stream for money. You know what I'm saying? I would like to be able to say, oh,
Yeah.
this is my final stream, quote unquote, but I'll be back a couple of times to stream with you guys, when I'm in my 60s or whatever. But at least I'll be able to have money because streaming is, as you said, it's just like a job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to
Yeah.
retire from their jobs. Um, and I mean,
Yeah.
eventually, you get old enough, you're not gonna be able to do the same things that you used to do. You're not gonna be able to be playing Tekken with
Yeah.
your old crinkly old fingers, jamming up like, oh, I couldn't hit him, but my arthritis is acting up, like shit like that. Is I would like to be able to
Yes.
retire off of making content, but where the money gonna come from at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? If this is your job, that's basically what it is.
Yes. That is a very, very quick realization that you come to if you're taking content creation serious and even a little bit. You start to realize that, like, oh man, I love this. I wish I could do this as my main source of income. And then if you're lucky enough to make streaming or making content your main source of income, you start to realize, oh crap, I need to make enough to live. And after I make enough to live, I need to make enough to save and have, until you get older, like a
Mm-hmm.
normal job would be. And for me personally, that was a lot of stress on me. I was like, I don't want the thing that I love to turn into the thing that I need to keep pushing just for me to
Mm-hmm.
be able to survive. So even though I know that it would be nice for that to be an option for me to have streaming or making content to be a source of
Right.
income, I don't treat it like that. For me it's just fun and it's a way for me to like express my
Mm-hmm.
creative side. So I don't see it as a source of income and I don't depend on it as one. So hopefully I'll be able to do this for the rest of my life
Right.
because I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it because it fulfills me, not necessarily because I see it
Mm-hmm.
as a career path. Could it be? Yeah, and I'm open to it, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
expect it to be. And I feel like that is a healthy place to start. But if you really do want it, and I mean like really want it, and you spend all your time on it, and you just really want it
Yeah.
really bad, you can make it happen. But I see a lot of people, especially those people, those people who be showing up in your chat. Oh, do you want more viewers? Click on this link, and we'll help you if you buy such and such thing. And it's just like, bro, get out of
Somebody's
here.
falling for it. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
Somebody's
yeah.
falling for it. That's
That's why they
that's
do it.
that sucks. Just
Yes.
like older people falling for that one scam in their emails or scams on their phones. It's just it sucks. Um.
It's what's hilarious about that is most of the time when they call it, it even says scam likely now. Like your smartphone
mhm.
knows that it's a scam, and they still be getting scammed
I
anyway.
don't know how. I be seeing that shit all the time. I just
I
feel
just
like it's obviously a scam. I never answer those shits. I just hang them up. Um.
yes.
Okay. Um. I said I would be skipping around. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. What other hobbies or interests do you have outside of content creating?
Right behind me, I read. I read a lot. And the funny thing is, when I was younger, I wasn't good at reading. I wasn't good at reading, and I wasn't good at
Mm.
writing or spelling. And somewhere along the line, after like a little bit of help, like from my parents to help me, because I don't think I had a learning disability. I just had an extreme just dislike to wanting
Mhm.
to read books. Uh, Maybe around high school, middle school, I was just like, let me start reading books. And ever since then, I never
Mhm.
stopped. I love reading mystery books. You know, now it's more like manga and stuff like that. Cause I just like anime. I like animation. I like this
Mhm.
type of stories that they tell. So I have too many books. I have way too many. And when I first bought this shelf and I made it a couple months ago, it was empty. And now this thing is like,
Right.
it's just full of books.
Mhm.
So many books. So I read a lot of manga. I watch a lot of anime, although recently not as much because I've been so busy with work and other stuff. But there's always something to watch, whether it's a movie, a show, a documentary
Right.
on Netflix. Like a lot of people, I watch a lot of shows, read a lot of books. I would say that's my main source of, I guess, a hobby
Mhm.
outside of creating content. And I don't talk about it that much, but
Okay.
I used to do karate every once in a while. I got to get my own punching bag. I don't have one. I go to the gym for that, but I want to get my own personal one. But I used to do karate, and it was a good source of exercise and just like to,
Mhm.
get the frustration out, hit the bag. So I like doing that. And I like to say I play guitar, but I don't play often enough for me to feel comfortable. Like actually, like someone was like, "Why don't you stream that?" I'm like, "No, that's like a personal thing. That's like a thing that I do when no one else is around." I used to have it up there, like in my setup, just chilling on the wall. I took it down because everyone would ask me, "Oh, you play guitar?" and start asking me all these questions about guitar. I'm like, I'm really a novice. I'm not
Right.
really like,
No.
how do I compare it to? Not an expert.
Mhm.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I get that. My guitars. Where did I put my shit? I don't know. I think it's in the closet. Because no one asked me about it because I don't have it
Yeah.
out there, but it's somewhere in there. I bought it like 3 or 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, like 5 years ago. I never got this chance to.
I got I got mine as a high school
Mm.
graduation present, and I graduated high school in 2009. So I've had my guitar for a while. Every once in a while, I what's it called? I tune it up. I get new strings for it. I keep it all nice and clean.
Mhm.
Dust it off.
Now I know you said that you don't you make your guitaring. I'm gonna call that for now private. Um, Now, do you
Yeah.
feel that same way with manga? Have you ever thought about, and when I ask people this question, I usually try to give them ideas that they may not have thought about or had thought about before for content. Um,
Yeah.
since you read so much manga, you know, do you make or trying to make reviews of these said manga, of their chapters and stuff?
Yes, I have, but I've noticed the more I try to make content out of some of the things that I love, it actually I
Mm,
enjoy it a little bit less. I don't know why that is for me, but that's just the case. It didn't happen with video games because video games is a very
mm,
interactive medium. You know what I mean? I'm not just consuming it; I am a part of it. Like I'm taking part in
mm,
playing this game. It's hard for me to be interactive
mm,
with a book. It's hard for me to be interactive with music because I'm just listening to it. But video games is completely different, so I feel like I can do that. But I've tried making anime reviews before on my YouTube. They're there. They're bad.
mm,
They're when I first started. I was awkward. didn't know how to talk. Same thing for some manga reviews. I've tried doing that, and then I just came to the conclusion that I would enjoy it more if I kept it as like a personal thing that I didn't try to like combine for content. But like if you know me in real life, or if you want to have a conversation about it, I could talk all day about various series.
No, I understand.
If trying to make content out of something, no matter what it is, means that I enjoy it less at the end of the day, I'd rather just not. But if you look at my page, I have some posts. Like, let's say I have a complete set of something. I'll post it, and I'll like write what I think about it. I'll share it. That's my small way of sharing something that I wouldn't typically share with other people. But,
yeah. Okay. Basically, you said, I already tried it, motherfucker. I ain't doing it no more.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes, basically. I said, that's a nice idea. I wish I came up with it first.
How did you try? Now, do you think it was because it was too long of a review? Because I feel like if you could do a review in like 30 seconds, you say, oh, man, this is a great, really great action pack, because it's not something that you've never done before. I've seen your stories where you will talk about a little bit about, oh, I got this from the store, such and so and so, or, I read this, whatever, and I think this was a great thing. Like, those are really short. Do you think that might help you out a little bit more than to make it like an hour-long video about,
Yeah. I could probably do that, yeah. That is probably something that I could do. That would it wouldn't take away the joy of experiencing it for myself. Make a 30-second to a minute video on whatever thing. I've seen other people do that too before. And I'm like, oh, that was helpful. Like, I'm going to read that now because I saw you making content.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah. I never thought about that.
I mean, I might do that. Even for me personally, I'm not as young as I used to be watching long-ass videos, but I'm definitely interested in taking bite-sized information that would make me think about doing certain things. And honestly, that's what's gotten me to read certain manga from TikTok videos. Just like, I don't like the way they do it, but it'll be like, top 5 horror manga that I enjoy, and it'll just give me a set of, five mangas that I've looked at. They take it forever to show up for it, but they'll give me like a 5, and I'll be like, I see like 2. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and I'll add it to the list of things that I want to read.
You're talking about the Watch Mojo style.
Yeah, kind of like that, sort of, kind of. It's
well, everything turns into a top 5 list of whatever it is.
They don't say anything. It's just a video with music. They just say top 5 horror. Then they'll be like 1, 2, 3. I don't really finish those. It's a long ass videos for shit. But they have right.
I can't knock them for trying.
They have helped me to read certain things. But I find manga all over the place. So that's my thing. I'm like, oh, I've never seen this before. Let me read that. Okay. Okay.
You real quick. You just mentioned how you typically like consuming shorter content as opposed to longer content. Is that true for like everything, or only for certain things? Because I feel like I'm the opposite. I love long form content. Like, I love listening to 3-4 hour long podcasts. I love watching like 45, 30-minute YouTube video. Social media, what it's become, is almost the opposite of what I like to enjoy. The like very quick, in your face, very low attention span type videos.
Yes, a lot. I mean, it depends on what it is. Like, I could watch a movie, I could watch a TV show. I can't really watch anime that much, but I'm trying to struggle to go through it. I don't have patience for anime anymore. I started watching 2 anime, but it was on Netflix because that's the only reason why I was watching them, because I don't have Crunchyroll and all that shit. But it was I think it was Koroto Lives Alone, and my uncle came back from another world or some shit like that. Yeah.
It's an isekai. Okay.
The one with the uncle was that basically he was in a coma for like 17 years or something like that, and then he came out of his coma with powers and shit. And then it's just basically it's basically a slice of life. He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber
Yeah.
that's trying to use his powers, with his nephew who's helping him to make money. That's what that's about. And Kuruto
Okay.
that lives alone. I really got. This is also I would say it's a slice of life as well. He's just this little boy who lives alone with his neighbors. I thought it was cute. You know what I'm saying? But it's also
Yeah.
pretty funny in its own little way, So,
Yeah.
but I cannot stand scenes where they just stand for a very long time. So I get, you know how anime is. They'll have the same conversation for like 2 minutes, and I just like, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my
Want to get to the point.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
So when it comes to streams and YouTube videos and TikToks and Reels and all this other stuff, I like little short doses. When I was younger, I could sit and watch somebody play a whole game for hours. You know what I'm saying? But now, most of the time, people are playing what I want to watch, specifically people of the group. And I'm just like, I'd be like, I want to watch you play this, but I also want to play it myself. So if I watch it, I spoil myself, at that point. But then I try to watch a little bit of something that I may not really want to play, but then I know I'm going to play. But I try to support as much as I can. And that's where it comes down to that. But outside of that, like I need to be able to sit and watch. Like I don't like, if I see a video for how to edit on Photoshop, here's a 45-minute version, here's an 8-minute version, or 5-minute version, or whatever it is. The shortest one I'm going to go first. Even though the 45-minute might have all the answers and stuff like that, I would rather watch the 8-minute version because I just don't have the time to sit there and watch the video because I'm automatically going to get distracted. So that may be me. There might be something wrong with, I want to say something wrong with me. It just may be my, my mental state. But yeah, I just, I prefer shorter things. I read, depending on the manga, I could read a manga in a day. So, I mean,
yeah, I definitely get that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's different. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent. Do you remember when you first started creating content and you didn't know how to do anything at all? All of the videos that you had to watch in order for you to learn how to do anything at all. You remember going through that process? I used to dread that process. Like, let's say you wanted to learn how to edit something a particular way because you saw somebody's style. You wanted to emulate the style. You would have to watch a video on how to do it. Let's say you wanted to set up your streaming software or whatever that is you use, Streamlabs, OBS, XSplit. You got to watch a video for that. How do you use a green screen? How do you set your camera up? How do you use text stuff? How do you use Nightbot? Like, that is the journey that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to content creating. It's like we start off and we just know what to do. We don't start off knowing what to do. And I feel like that's where I learned the patience to watch videos that were very long and in depth because setting up audio is hard. Setting up video stuff is hard. Like, having everything work the way you want it to and look the way you want it to, it doesn't just happen.
No, I agree. I mean, I still watch videos from time to time, but I still prefer the shorter versions. I mean, I'll sit there and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I know for me personally, there's a lot of things on my stream that I would love to fix. And then I'll go and try to find them. But a lot of things I see, like for TikTok, for instance, be like a minute or 30 seconds on tutorial on how to do this special little thing. And that's not bad. And then sometimes it'll be like, well, if you want to see more, watch my YouTube video, which I don't do. But, excuse me. Just give me what I need, the information I need when I need it. And I'll figure out my own way, which I have, and I usually, if I search something up and it's like a long ass video, I'm gonna go, okay, the beginning part says do this, this, and that. And then I'm like, okay, scrub this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because it usually has text. So I'm probably watching it. I mean, not text, but captions. So I'm probably watching it at 10 times speed. You know, not 10 times 2 speed rather. So that shit's going like this. But I'm reading what it's saying. I can read much faster than people talk, and
I can't imagine watching or like listening to something at 2 times speed. I've tried it. It's ridiculous. It's it becomes like incoherent
no,
for me.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I like when they have captions and stuff. So that's what I read, and that goes
Yeah.
even for when I'm at work. Um, I can't do 2 times speed, but I can read faster than what the dialogue is saying, what the text is saying compared to the dialogue, because they'll have a caption like on the side of the training module or whatever, and it'll be everything that they're going to say. I've read all that, but I
Yeah.
have to wait for the video to continue to say everything I've already read. But I already know what they're going to say. So I just sit there and I get on my
Yeah.
phone and just like,
Gotcha.
whatever. And then I wait for it to finish. Then I go to the next one. Read everything. Wait it again. But that's just how I am. Um, Skipping around again. What goals do you want to accomplish this year as a content creator? Well, sorry. What goals do you want to accomplish this year for your
Goals
content?
for my content. Uh, it's changed a little bit, I'm sure. I think I've answered this question before, but obviously goals change. One of the things that I want to do
Mm-hmm.
is I want to stream more, and I want to beat more games. I have a lot of games to play, but I feel like I end up playing one game for a long time, but I don't actually beat a lot of games. I want to beat more games, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to collab with more people in the group that we have. Our
Mm-hmm.
group is always getting bigger. It just we got 2 new
Mm-hmm.
members, right? So I feel like if I'm going to collab or if I'm going to play video games with other people, I don't want to look outside of the group that we have because we already
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of cool people right here. So I want to beat more games. I want to stream more, and I want to play more games with the people in
Okay.
our group.
Right.
You know what I
No,
mean?
I get that. That's why I try, and that's what I've been trying to do as well. It wasn't something I did a lot last year, and every time I bring it up, I feel like last year was pretty much not a complete waste, but it was definitely one of the worst years. It's not like as if I was streaming for a long ass time, but it was definitely the worst year of my content creation, for me. And I've been trying to do more collabs, and I don't really consider these collabs, but I've been trying to get more people to do this,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
talk
Actually,
to
yeah,
more
that's a cool.
people that I don't normally talk to.
Yeah.
Like I never, like me and Giles' first conversation, together was through interview. You know what I'm saying? I want to say first conversation, but one-on-one conversation at that,
Yeah.
and.
Yes. It's crazy because I feel like we feel closer to some of the people that are in the group, but then we think about how much time we actually spent with them. It's not as much as we think,
Mhm.
or it's not as much as we like. Because like, Ja is always involved. He's always involved in almost
Yeah.
every single
Hmm.
conversation that's going on. But like, I don't remember when last time I played a
Probably
game with him.
never. 'Cause he,
Like, I can't remember it. I can't say it, and that sucks. But yeah, it's true. Like we be seeing
Mhm.
each other in our chats, and stuff like that. But like you said, that one-on-one time is is
Mhm.
is rare. It's hard to come
And
by.
like I said, I would like to do more collabs and stuff like that. And I've been working on it and trying to do that. I did and I got 3 of the people I didn't really talk to or have never really played a game together with them. Now it's Jason, Ja, and fucking DJ. And we played Labyrinthini from start to finish. Well, Jason had to leave, but we played that from start to finish technically. Um, and it was fun.
Yeah,
It was a great time. We didn't really interact with each other, but it was funny. It was cool. Um, and I need to do more of that. It doesn't have to be there for everybody to see. But
yeah. No, it didn't always have content for people to see. The goal is just
yeah.
to chill with them,
Hmm.
get to know them a
Right.
bit.
And that's just what it is. I don't like being part of a big family and not technically know anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, not
Yeah,
I don't need to know, your not your birth certificate. I don't need to know your blood type, but I would like to be able to say, walk into the room and not feel uncomfortable. I know you, but I don't know you.
Yeah,
That's my issue. So that's something I
right.
want to change. Um,
The trip is gonna
yeah,
help.
I would love to think that and hope that for certainty. Um, but we shall see. We shall see. Um, okay, skipping around again. Nope, nope. What do you think is your unique quality in your content that cannot be found anywhere else?
Jeez. If I knew the answer to that, things might be a little bit smoother for me. I everyone always talks about trying to find their niche and what makes them unique. That like, even if other people do, you could say you do it to the best
Mhm,
of your ability at the very least. I don't know. I don't know. I like to think it's my
mhm,
insightfulness. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I could say, but I know other people do it well and maybe even do it better than me. Like, I really like
mhm,
interacting with my chat. Like whenever I play a game, it's almost I pay attention to chat more than I pay
mhm,
attention to the game. At least enough that I can still like understand what the heck it is that I'm doing. But I really love making my chat feel like like they're not just
mhm,
sitting there watching some dude play a game, because you can literally go into so many other people's streams and that's all it is. Some dude with a camera or girl on him with a
mhm.
camera just playing a game. So I like to say I'm pretty good at that, but yeah, I would say the same strengths that I have in real life is the same strengths that I would have when it comes to streaming and making content. I'm a very
Mhm.
personal person, so I like to talk a lot and I like to listen a lot. Listening and talking is something I like to do, and I feel like I incorporate that when I
Mhm.
stream as well. That's what I like so much about live content, actually. Making a YouTube video, you can't interact with that video.
Mhm.
You kind of just watch it and consume it. But if they say, hey, after this video, come to my stream because I'm live, you can interact with that person. You just saw their
Mhm.
content. You can talk with them, or the people in the chat. So I would say that's what I'm good at. I'm not extroverted by any means. I'm a very introverted person. So when people come into my chat, it's not like I'm yelling or being really loud or like, releasing
Mhm.
all of this energy. So that's what I would say. I would say my ability to just
Okay.
like, really listen and talk to people.
That's what more people need to do. I struggle with it sometimes, but that's also because I have like three different screens, but I have chat on one and I have chat on the other, but I'm also just like trying to play games. And it really depends on the game. If it's a solo game, I have
Yeah.
more ability to respond and do all that. But if I'm playing a competitive game, I don't think anybody should expect me to be like on their question or whatever their thing is at that time. And I feel like some people are like that. Like if I'm in the middle of playing Knockout City or uh, Fortnite or anything that requires me to pay attention, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, whatever it is, you cannot expect me to sit there and be like, "Oh, welcome on." Ah, shit, I died. So that's really what happened, and it takes a good
Yeah.
second to read a full sentence, but I try my best, and I try not to take it serious when it comes
Yeah.
to those types of games. Um, but then you gotta worry about if I'm playing solo, not that much. But if I'm playing with multiplayer, go with somebody else,
Yeah.
another streamer or whatever, nobody want to see a bunch of losses, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about that.
Oh,
Um,
you're right. You're right
so,
about that. That's the benefit to the type of style that I have. Most of the time, I do be playing single player games, so it's very easy for me to talk to chat as opposed to if I'm playing a competitive game with some friends
mm,
and we're really trying to get the dub. Like, I ain't gonna be paying attention too much to what people are saying because like otherwise I'm gonna get shot in the back of the head or I'm gonna miss my shot or
mm,
it's not gonna be a good time. And people don't people don't want to admit it, but part of having fun
right.
is winning. You don't want to be on a five, game losing streak. That's
Yeah.
demotivating.
Yeah. I know how it is.
And if you're with your friends, they're gonna be like, "You're trash, boy."
Oh, I know. You gotta be on my neck when I play Knockout City. I be struggling. I be trying.
Uh-huh.
But damn, I'm trying
I see that.
out here. But I mean, that's just what it is, and it's not. There's nothing wrong with being competitive. I
No.
mean, and I know Sora does this, and I do it. Sometimes you fuck up for the content. I like making shit happen that don't need to be happen or wouldn't happen. I will fuck everything up just for it to be
Yeah.
funny. Depending on what it is. Not gonna say I actually tried, but like other things, other games, multiplayer games, a horror game, whatever other game that's multiplayer wise, that's just a little, just try to add a little spice to it, and make things a little bit more chaotic, and that's what I do. Um, but nothing, like I said, nothing wrong with doing that and having that and making community feel wanted or necessary is always the important part of that, because your community is your strength when it comes to making content. They are your life's blood.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Mm,
100%.
okay, I'm trying to find the next question. Um, I guess that's not a. I think I asked that question. Hold up.
No, I think actually you asked that, but I did never get a chance to answer it. If I have any projects or anything that I'm working on.
Right. Um, but I'm not going to ask that right now. So we're going to skip that one and
Okay.
go to what about content creation so far has been the most positive and the most negative for you?
The most positive. I feel like there's times where there's some. It depends on what people come to your stream for, right? But there's some people who actually come to the stream like to learn more about the game
Right.
that it is you're playing. And again, this is something that's unique to the fact that I play a lot of variety games, so it's never the same thing. And I play multiplayer games, but not too often. I think the last multiplayer game I played was like Mario Kart. I like when people come because they have a lot of
Okay.
questions and they're lacking in the knowledge. So I like the experience of being able to tell this person, this is what this game about, this is what's going on. I like explaining things, and I like teaching. I like when people come to the
Mhm.
chat with questions. Now sometimes, the questions are stupid. And it's okay to call people out when they ask stupid questions.
Mhm.
Like, how many times people come to your stream and say, "What are we playing?" It's like, did you not look at the title? It says right there, like, what I'm playing.
Every time.
But when people are like genuinely interested in what it is that you're doing, it's a good experience because then it drives engagement, and then you
Right.
feel like the people are there for
Mhm.
you. You know what I mean? Not just for the game, but that they're there for you. That experience is great. Being able to meet somebody I've never met them before, I don't know who they are, I've never seen them in my chat before, and then slowly over time watching them become a
Mhm.
regular. That's cool. That's an experience that I've never had in my entire life in any other area of my life. It's very unique to streaming on Twitch. Being able to see your community grow and interact with people
Yeah.
that you would have never met otherwise. I feel like the
Mhm.
best part of Twitch, the best part of making content. The worst part, I would say,
Mhm.
is the numbers. The numbers are the worst part because there's a certain aspect of it, like I said before, especially when you're thinking about the business wise or like sponsors and stuff like
Mhm.
that. You have to pay attention to it. You can't just ignore it completely. But if you pay too much attention to it and your numbers aren't as high as you want them to be, or maybe they were at a spot and now they're lower,
Mhm.
it makes you feel like shit, man. It makes you feel like shit where Twitch sends you an email, I'm pretty sure, either the day of or the day after of your previous stream. And they're always like, here's where your highs, here are your lows, here are your most active
Mhm.
hours and stuff like that. Or recently, at the beginning of the year, everyone got that sort of like Twitch wrap up thing where they said this was your best game and this is how many streams
Yeah.
you did and how many views. They give you the numbers. And some people you're like, that's dope. And then you look at yours, I'm like, my numbers are nowhere near yours. And then you start comparing your numbers to other people's numbers, and it's just that's the worst part of streaming. That's the worst part of making content. Even YouTube does it. They always compare your best
Mhm.
video to your worst video. And sometimes the newest video that you just uploaded is like not as good as your best one, and that may have come out like months
Mhm.
or even years ago. I try my best to sort of temper my expectations for what I want my numbers to be, especially since I don't have a consistent schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just all over the place, very sporadic.
Okay.
That's how I would say that's the best and the worst aspect
Right.
for me.
Consider what you were saying before, with wanting to or loving explanations and stuff like that. I told us the story when he did his interview that I saw this video. If anybody that was there that saw that, you saw this that interview, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I'm not sorry. So it is what it is. There was a video of this dude that I normally see. I don't follow him yet. Excuse me. And it's one of those things that's like, I always see these types of people videos, but I never follow them. But I see a video anyways. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I do like his videos sometimes. Why I don't follow him? I don't know. I don't care about his content like enough to be like, I want to see every single video. It is what it is. Anyways,
Yeah.
he made a video. It was like, one of the biggest and most important things that you should do to grow as a streamer is to know more about the thing that you're playing. The background of it, all these other stuff. So when people come to your stream, you have a lot more to talk about. That you don't just have, you're just not just playing the game, but you're showing your love for the game. You're showing interest, obviously, in the game, and when people come to you for these questions and so forth, you can have an answer to their questions and more. And people relate to it, and maybe even if it's like their favorite game, and you have knowledge about something they didn't know, like, oh, such and such, so that's whatever. This game came out in 1994, and then you rebuttal and be like, actually, this game came out in 1993, but what had happened was the developers did this and this and so forth. Like, oh, you're so knowledgeable. And then you get a follow. And it's something like that is like when you have such a love for the game and that knowledge, it just really helps you bring your content to life. I'm not doing all that. I'm not about to sit here for hours trying to figure out, who created Watch Dogs 2 and, the names of the people that was involved, the voice actors and stuff like that. I don't have the mental capacity, unfortunately. And it reminds me of, like, there's so many anime out there that have voice actors that may have played a character on this anime, and people be like, oh, that's the person that did that. I'm not going to say I don't care.
Yeah.
But I don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I just couldn't do that. And that's what makes that better for you because you're able to do that. And that goes for that type of content.
Yeah.
I just don't have I don't want to say the mental capacity for certain things. I just feel like I've got to the point in my life where I delete useless information. And I consistently delete useless information. I'm very top, I want to say, top brain type of shit. There's a little bit that I know, but I would have to have, like, I know enough, but I would have to have someone ask me a specific question for it to bring it out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Well, it goes both ways too, right? Because let's say you're not the type of person that knows anything and you're not able to give them new information. They could be the one to give you the information.
Mm-hmm.
You ever played a game before where someone is just excited to be there because they're like, oh, this is this dude's first time playing this. Let me tell him everything about everything.
There's nothing wrong with that. I prefer it as long as you're not telling me how the game ends or how I should play the game.
Yes.
Let me experience the game.
Yeah.
And I had to block somebody because of that. And I hated that. It was like I don't want to sit here and block you, you know what I'm saying, because I love this part coming up. I don't want to know there's something supposed to be coming up that I'm supposed to be expecting. I'm just thinking I'm supposed to be just walking down this hallway and it's all chill. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, now I have to be waiting for this thing that's supposed to surprise me. Then it comes up, I'm like, oh, surprise. Now I got to block you because I didn't need to know all that information. You know what I'm saying? But,
Some people get too excited.
And that's something that I saw, and it's something that made me want to do more of that. But as a variety streamer who plays a different game every week, and there's a lot of weeks out of the year, I'm not about to remember everything. I feel like it's the same as trying to remember all the credited people in a Marvel movie. So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
from,
yeah, no,
the visual effects artists, the music, the costume, all this, and by name verbatim, and knowing what they did, their projects before anything, or was it, I can learn certain things, but that I think
yeah,
I bring all that up to say that the way you're thinking and how your content is when it comes down to that type of thing is important for growth, and is
yeah.
admirable. I wish I could be like that. Could I try to attempt to do that and do my homework on video games? Sure, not going to do it. um, but with the negative, I definitely I think I had that, like I said, last year was one of my toughest years. Um, and, it took me a while to get to where I am now. And even when I reached 600 recently, I lost 600 twice before I got to a big enough spot over 600 where it no longer gets down. And that messed me up.
Yeah.
And it's why I didn't start my 12-hour stream for celebrating my 600 followers, because 3 people unfollowed me. So now I'm at 500 and shit. And I'm like, oh shit. Then I got back up there. I was like, okay, cool. And then the next day I'm like, oh, I dropped that. And, we don't like to look at the numbers. We don't like to be disappointed. Welcome in, y'all. But at the end of the day, as you said, it's a numbers game. And, and I,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I don't know who I told this to, but I see it. I might have been Jason. I might have been Jason when I interviewed Jason, and I think I told him. I said, like, I like seeing everybody succeed. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see everybody be successful, but I am inspired by their success to be successful as well. Like, I don't want to sit there and like, oh man, TB got more followers and he always getting watch views higher than mine all the time. Fuck that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that, but I
Yes.
when I see that, I'm like, wow, there got to be something I'm not doing right that is not allowing me to reach this point. And maybe I'm doing a lot, but I'm not doing enough. Um,
Yeah.
in terms of what I need to be at that level. Maybe I just don't have the time. Maybe I'm just not putting out all the content in the places I need to be putting content. Maybe I'm not making clips, DJ. Whatever it might be, I am trying to find ways to be, grow with the people that I am surrounded by, because they're
Yeah.
obviously they're inspiring me to do better. And
Yes.
my thing for me is that when I started doing the content for this year, so I wanted to be different. That I wanted to do more things. I brought the interviews back. I brought my Wormhole Wednesdays back. That was last week. That was a shit show, but I'm gonna try to do better this week. I started doing movie nights, so I tried to do
Yeah.
more
I remember
this
that.
year and do better at it. Movie nights is the best nights that I have stream-wise for content. Um,
Nice.
and that's because people like watching movies. People want to come spend time with other people to watch these things. And there's somebody higher than me, and they get more views, and I looked it up. But that's something that not a lot of people are doing, quote unquote, or able to do.
Yeah.
But to try to make more content that's right for you, and doing whatever you can do to make that content to bring those numbers in is important. You just got to figure out what you're doing, not necessarily what you're doing wrong, but how to get to a place where, I want to say, nobody don't bother you. It helps to have those common people, not common, your regulars. I don't have a lot of regulars.
Yeah. 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 Concurrent.
Concurrent, yes.
Email.
Concurrent
Yeah.
viewership. That's hard for me to manage. Um, so
Yeah.
I understand, but I also took my numbers off. I don't even look at my emails. I took the num. I took my view. I had a viewer button
Yeah.
on my Stream Deck, and I removed that. I don't have my viewer numbers on my OBS anymore. I took that off. The only time I know my numbers is
Yep.
after I finish streaming and I'm reading out to someone. And sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like when I have like two or three, I'm like, why? Why would I ever give two or three people to somebody else? But I realized that it don't matter the number. Everybody, well, I realized it after talking with Dark for the second time that it doesn't matter how many numbers that you have. A lot of people are grateful to just have somebody raid them because they could have just had one person in their chat, and that one person could have been themselves. But now you bring in yourself and two extra people, or three extra people, so now it's four people into their lives, whatever it is. And that helps them
Yeah.
to be grateful. Not help them be grateful, but that helps them out to feel like their streaming is successful, and they can be grateful, not just to you, but just whatever it is in general. And then you've made a friend, you made somebody you could collab with, and another viewer. Um, so
It's
right.
a morale boost for sure. I remember the first time I ever got raided by some random person I didn't even know when I
Mm,
was playing Undertale, and it felt great. You know, I was like, he didn't know who I am. He probably just went and saw how many people were playing, and it was like, this guy
right.
looks cool. Let me raid him. Yeah. And sometimes, like you said, sometimes you make friends. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's
Hmm.
literally just a one-off thing. But it is
Yeah.
a nice gesture.
Hmm.
It's a nice gesture.
Everything comes hand in hand. You just got to do more. In that regard to the numbers game. Numbers game is not easy. The numbers game is not easy.
Yeah.
Um, okay. I have two questions down here. Let's see what they are. DJ said, if you didn't have to work, what would you do with your time? That time.
If I didn't have to work, which means if I didn't have to worry about financial troubles, what would I do with my time? I'd love to say that I've streamed a lot more and I'd play a lot more games, but to be honest with you, the implications of that question would mean that I have more than enough money that I wouldn't have to worry about working. I
Mm-hmm.
would travel the world. I would travel the world. I would see how other people live and how
Mm-hmm.
other people experience life, so I can get a little bit more of a, a universal or more like a better world
Mm-hmm.
point of view. You know what I mean? I feel like my point of view and the way I view my life is very much through the lens of someone who hasn't seen
Right.
much of the world. You know what I mean? So I just wanted a better, deeper, like a bigger perspective. And I feel like traveling would help me see that. I always hear about so many people who love traveling. They went to this place or that place. So that's something that I would
Mm-hmm.
love to do. Of course, by default, because of what we love to do, I would make more content. I would play more games. I would watch
Mm-hmm.
more anime. I would read more books. But you can only
Yeah.
do so much of that. If I didn't have
I can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
to, we're getting a call from the group. All right. Anyway, anyway, yes, yeah, I would love to do that. That's a given.
I I think gonna lead it with that question. Um, well, for me and well, what my dad was telling me, normally a lot. I want to say me specifically, but he was just talking to people. But I mean, I've heard it before many times. Is that people in America, we live in a state that is not normal. What the society that we live in is not normal. There's so much good in the world. There's so much better places to live that we see every day in America, and I want to say unfazed by it, or we're not phased by it, and it don't bother us and stuff like that. We find it funny, especially black people, but we don't live in a normal state. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that we dealing with on a
Yeah.
daily basis, you know, health insurance and all this other stuff, and having to pay for all this shit, and you know, having to worry about all these other things that we don't have to worry about in a different country, depending on where it is. They don't have to worry about that. That's not to say that. I mean, I would say that, you know, depending on where you're trying to live specifically, it could be a better
Yeah.
place. I mean, it will be a better place, not could
Yeah.
be. It would be a better place than to be here. So to be able to experience life through the lenses of people that don't have to worry about all this bullshit, you know, you're not sitting there like, where's the cops at? You know, like, you know, just, you know, oh shit, there's a siren, or there's a gunshot, or whatever it is you have to worry about on a daily basis. You shouldn't be in full on, you know, be fearful all the time, especially as a
Yeah.
anybody ethnic, honestly. But black people should not be walking down the street fearful for their lives whenever they're driving a car, whether they're walking down the street, in whatever neighborhood they're in. That's not
Yeah.
normal. In different countries, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about that. So to be able to experience the world is a great, I think, idea. I'm not going to answer why I'm mad from Gamma, so that's passing. But we're on time. We are on time, which is good, because I'm normally not. Um, Back to the question I said I was going to ask. Do you have any future or current projects that you would like to share?
Huh. It's hard to say. I feel like I do have some, but like they're in the very, very beginning stages. You know what I mean? Like they're still in a developmental
Mm-hmm.
like thought process. I haven't even begun to do anything. So no, not really. If I did, trust me, like I would share it for sure. But I don't really have anything
Okay.
right now. Usually, usually when I have something to share, I'll like post a video and I'll put it out. It's usually longer, like over a minute or 2 or 3 minutes. But no,
Mm-hmm.
not right now.
Welcome, everybody. Appreciate y'all for stopping by and coming through the street, the interview stream. Uh, what are you streaming next?
In a way. Say again. Oh, when am I streaming next? My next day off would be
Okay,
Tuesday, so that would be that.
streaming Tuesday. Alrighty. Today
Yeah. Today
is
is
Sunday.
Sunday, right?
Ah,
Today's the 12th, so the 14th.
right.
Today's the 12th, yeah, so the 14th.
I wish I could be there, but I will be currently doing movie night as I always do on Tuesdays. I got.
You do. I see
I
that in
do.
Discord.
I try to get people to join the Discord to watch movies, to have more people there to talk about the movie with me. That is the only reason why I do Discord. And just in case, most of the time it's just in case Twitch finally catches my ass and decides to shut me down, which I technically need to go back and delete all the other movie nights that I haven't done yet. But yeah,
Yeah, be careful. They don't want you don't want them to do you like they did
right. And
Crew.
that was from a booty, and I or whatever she was watching. I'm watching whole ass movies, which I still need to figure out when I watch Tuesday. Okay. If you follow me, make sure you do follow TB, and make sure you follow him on Twitch so you can watch him on Twitch. And maybe he'll finally post a clip or
Yes.
two since he have off on Tuesday. But we'll see what
Yeah.
happens with that one. We still waiting for
Yeah.
this group activity with Perp that no one knows about, because we know Perp ain't out here making the content. She just playing the game.
This is I'll that'll be my next thing. Look forward to that. Hold me to that. The next clip I make will be It Takes Two clip. There you go.
All right.
Look forward to
I'm
that.
holding you to it. Do with it what
Do
I will.
no, I meant like hold. Yes,
So
do it. Hold
I
me to
will.
it.
I will. Um, as usual, the final question is: do you have any questions for me? Not with the S. Question. Do you have a question for me? There you go. Yeah,
Question.
because people like to have questions, and I don't like that.
Uh,
It's a lot. It's too much.
one question.
Ah,
Huh. How long did it take you to grow the beard and have it be as voluptuous as it is. Because I got one, and I've had it for a while, but
I
it's not like yours, you know. And would you ever shave it under any circumstance?
not anymore. No, I shaved it back in high school, but I've had my. I don't remember when I first started growing a mustache, but I had a beard when I was in ninth grade. So yeah,
What?
I've had my beard for a long time. I shaved it in ninth grade too, and I shaved in ninth grade because this girl that I was dating at the time didn't like it, and then after I shaved it, she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you look all shaven." And there's a whole situation that happened with that, and eventually it was a weird. It was weird. I tell the story anyways. It's like really short. Basically, I knew this. It was I had this. I wouldn't say a crush. I had a situation with this girl in high school. We were both the top students in the class, and I was the boy.
Okay.
She was the girl. And for some reason, we were competitive. It reminded me of an anime, obviously. But we were very
But say you sound
right,
like you're setting up a
very
plot right
competitive
now.
with each other. And she eventually we became sort of kind of like friends or whatnot in a sense, like we were talking or
Mordecai.
whatever at school. And this one dude that I knew was a basketball player. He wasn't my friend. It was just I had a lot of acquaintances at school. And
Okay.
he said he's like, oh, he's like, are you two dating? I was like, no, are we? I looked at her. She was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's how we got together. We dated for a bit, mostly in school because we really didn't have, we weren't really living next to each other outside of school, so we didn't really have a lot of outside school time. But eventually, one day, I told her I loved her, which was a bad idea. And the next day, well, she said she loved me too. And then the next day, she was like, "Oh, I have something to tell you." I'm not gonna go on and on about this whole thing. It was a very long, out drawn out situation. It was funny as fuck to me because, boy, that was hilarious. If y'all interested in the future, I will tell y'all. But
The story time.
right. But
Yeah.
eventually, she cheated on me, and then that's why I just stopped shaving my beard for people. So I'm not shaving my beard again. There's no purpose. There's no reason. I'll shave it down.
Okay.
I like my beard, but I would never look at myself the same.
So the reason why it's so voluptuous is because of heartbreak.
It's because of the
That's
tears, man. The tears.
right? The tears make it grow into
Yeah,
the type of beard it
exactly.
is today.
Sadness beard.
Okay.
It's the sadness beard. We'll call it that today. Oh man. But I appreciate you, TB. Thank you for coming back. I
No
will.
problem.
My goal is to try to have your first and second video up. I will do you next because I did Dark earlier today, and I did Dark's second one when he came out. So I will try to have your first and second one on YouTube. If you have missed all of this interview, do go to YouTube or watch this on Instagram. But I like a lot of people like YouTube because you're able to actually pick and choose where you want to be and all that good stuff. I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow. We shall
Yeah.
see. But yes, I appreciate you, TB. Like I told you the last time I told you, we need to play some games. Sora's trying to do OnlyFam
Ooh.
Mario Kart situation thing, so maybe I'll see you there. I don't know why.
I'm down for that.
I be telling people I can see my Switch in my closet. I'm not picking it up, but I'm gonna have to. I didn't even know where the power cord was until.
You're gonna have to dust that thing off.
That's all. That's the only thing I can do because I have not touched my Switch since last year. So, that's.
You're not excited for Tears of the Kingdom? You're not excited for
I
Metroid Prime?
I mean, I have Prime on my Steam Deck, so I can play the original without having to deal with that. I mean, of course, they don't have all the bells and whistles after that, but
He said he got
I could play
Steam
Tears of the Kingdom
Deck.
I want to play it, yes, but we
Yeah.
shall see how I feel about that. I'll definitely get it though. I mean,
Okay.
shit. Fucking Breath of the Wild was a pain in the ass for me, but I do enjoy it, and I'm still trying to play through fucking
Same.
the other ones.
I haven't beaten it. It's fun.
Yeah, I.
That's for sure.
It was not fun when I tried to get to Ganon's castle. I was dying way too much. That was a very. I wish I saved that entire journey, but I know I don't have that gameplay anymore. But that entire that entire 2 hours and some change, I said I was going to beat Ganon was a very long time. I was outside of the Hyrule Castle, and I said I am going to beat Ganon today. Kept fucking dying over and over. Could not even get into the castle. And eventually I got to Ganon. Kept dying over and over. Beat his ass. Finally. Now I got to defeat the pig-ass Ganon that's giant as fuck. Now I got to do that. So I was just like, but eventually I did it that night, and I was proud of myself. Anyways, I'm getting off tangent. I'm getting off the topic.
Cool. Fine by me.
I hope you have a great night, TV. I know you were at CST. I hope that you are going to get a lot of sleep and enjoy yourself. As I said, I appreciate you for coming through for the interview.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, that's it, really. I don't have really much to go off there. Like I said, I already said everything I said. You know, watch TB on his Twitch for Tuesday, whatever that might be. I know a lot of people that play Destiny. I forgot what you play Destiny on. I think it's on PC, right?
Yeah, it's on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Right. I think
it's a really dope time right now because they just came out with a new expansion. So
right.
I'll be
I
on
know
that.
a couple people that play it. I don't play it. But I'll definitely let them know there's more people that are willing to join it because a lot of people have been doing solo dungeons and shit like that. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not doing that though. But I hope you have a good one.
Skill issue. You too.
Thank you. Everybody, I hope you have a great night. Stay safe out there in them streets. Make sure you follow TB again. We shall see y'all the next time. Have a good night, y'all. Peace.